Dear volunteers, how you doing? Really great? Okay, so these are basic items for us to make videos for these 2 years. So December, right? Of course, and for the following 2 years. Okay? All right, so here it is, a few updates on things that you can and cannot do. So, and quite many things we're going to extend for 2 more years, but we are going to give details on that afterwards. For shoes, because for shoes we want to use the best we can, but which ones we already can take out, because on that moment, after Jan or train, we're going to have more idea on, how many shoes, because everyone needs 2 tennis shoes, right? So they can wash one and use the other sometimes. One for school, one for play clothes, for playtime, things like that, okay? So they can wash on a weekend. So they can use the school, wash the play shoes, right? If the old one will be the play shoes always, right? Needs to be worn properly with socks because you don't want people fungus, okay? So in a few words is that, and then we're going to give you more details about everything. Right, I'm going to show a few clothes for you to know what's authorized or not to use during these 2 years. So here's a shorts, right? For pool and beach, right? Bathing suit for boys. So they have to take the pocket out, so we're going to schedule people to bring to their own school, and every student will do their own. So this is not authorized. Teens and young adults don't need any pocket, okay? So they have to take this out. Okay, if they have any logo or line, if it's really discreet on a side, like this one is very small, is on a side and has a small logo here, it's okay. Up to the end of the 2 years, right? So from January 1st until December 31st of the other year, 28th, because we're not going to have, any school, any sewing, anything. So because the person can use those things now and keep the good ones for afterwards. That's okay, all right? Because gonna work a lot, sweat a lot, and might stain one clothes or another. That's okay, all right? So this is okay because all the information's inside. And you see, it's just a little logo, no name, nothing. So just take the pocket out. Let me say a few words about this. This is okay. You just have to sew for teens and children. Take all their pockets out. It's forbidden to have pockets or buttons, okay? Or belts like this, okay? So take them all out, even that they're plain, solid colors. So we're gonna do every fabric we can. We are going to do as a non-wrinkle type, right? Because there's a way to do it. And also the synthetic ones. So this, if the person is using tuck-in, like for teens, any burn, any cut, it's not authorized, okay? This is good because, we're gonna make a lot of those in synthetic, because they last forever, right? They don't lose the color, they don't have to press it. Okay, but they're not going to have anything like that, okay? For belts, all right? This is teens and young adults that I'm talking about. So everything they're gonna bring to their own schools and take the pockets out and lock it, close completely and take off the inner part of the fabric. The same as all these little things here, for the belt. Okay. So the same way as this, and then everyone, we're gonna have proper information. Everyone needs to purchase the new ones after these 2 years cleanup, okay? So this they have to take out the top, take out the bottom, because it's a name, and we don't need anything like that. And the pockets, take them out completely. So it's okay to go if the pocket marks, it's okay because they can wear long shirts, so rarely is someone gonna see if the color is different, such as got faded outside and inside is not. It's not this case, but I'm just saying. So that's okay. They just have to use the long it's a jeans short, so it's good for school, the same as synthetic and fabric. You can use these three things for school, that's fine, okay? But not that, it's forbidden to go with bathing suit to school. They use for the swimming class and done, right? They leave it right there to wash at the school. Okay, but these three ones, you can use it, that's fine, as soon as they will be covered. So if you have a little stain or a little mark, that's okay, but they have to use it outside and not tuck in, because there's some special activities, some special events that the family, everyone can tuck in, right? That's okay. But on regular basis, it's will cover the hip, because everyone will already have their boyfriend, girlfriends, right? When they go out, it's different. They can tuck in and look nice and neat. But when they are at school, they're respectful, the same as the teachers and everyone. All right? Okay. So now let me say a few words about white shirts. If you have any small logo like that in a discrete area, right, you can fade out. That's all right. Okay? And you just get a few markers. Every school gonna have markers. So every student gonna be able to bring like 2 or 4 items at the time, right? Because we have many students. On those days they have classes, right, to fix according to how many pockets need to be fixed, how much they can do in that class, okay, that 1 hour, 2 hours class, because you want everyone to fix their things as soon as possible, right? In December, January, we're gonna have summer and winter camp, right? So they can sew this. They can have 2 hours class and bring their items for about 2 hours that they're gonna be able to use the machine on their own day. Okay? All right. Okay, so now let's say a few words about working clothes. All right? So you have here, maybe you have a variety of colors, or they are t-shirts. Okay, so you can use them. When you can use them? For special work days, right? For special, their community, or if you're working with your parents, it might get dirty. You can use that, okay? If you have long sleeves or short sleeves, that's okay. Black can only be used for 2 months, right? For these first 2 months, because, only if the person really does not have anything else. That's the only exception. If the person is really poor, don't have anything else, so until the end of March, that's it, okay? All right, and if it's really needed, the person really, might be some cities, huge cities, or small villages that proper clothes didn't arrive yet, because everywhere we're gonna have donation of clothes for people that does not have money, and everything counting points. If you get anything, we're gonna write it down. There's gonna be a place. So if the person moves to another country, that will be the name of the person, the original name, the new name, right? So we know exactly how many points for each clothes we already have given the person. So will be the cost of the material, the cost of the sewing people, right? Sewing, it's a job, it's $8, right? It's a basic job, $8 an hour. We're gonna always shrink those numbers the least as possible, but for now, just for this adjustment time, so for people to understand, because the volunteers, most of them are Americans, right? They are translating and making the videos in English and speaking English, so, and writing English, so that's why. Okay, so if you have those shirts, if you have a little stain, it's okay. If you have a little stain, it's all right, right? Because we don't want people to keep using bleach too much as well, because that's not the right way. Okay, so use your old shirts. That's fine, depending on what you're doing. If it's a work clothes, you're going with your parents on a Saturday or during the week, or the whole week, a project, whichever it is, right? Because summer camps, the teens and young adults all also can work with their parents. They can work a half day and go to have fun at the school the other half day. All right? Okay. So this is good for all the clothes. If they don't have anything huge, logos, no huge names, no writings. Okay. any logo like that, so you're just gonna fade out, gonna get the markers from the schools, you're gonna bring it on your sewing day to the school, and you know, it's not even a sewing day, it's a correction day, right? And mark all of them, or marker class or something, right? Improvement, because everything else is inside, nobody gonna see, that's fine. Okay, so you're just gonna fade it out, and this shirt gonna be a working shirt, you cannot go to school with it, right? The school gonna be collared shirt. If you don't have yet, for everything else is the same. You can use the ones you get, but as soon as you get more points. You have a proper dress code, right? For January, December, and January, you can use those clothes without taking points out, right? Because they're respectful, they're polite, right? The main thing, you have to be, they're clean, they're washed, but cannot have too many stains. If you have a tiny one, such as this one, you have a tiny one in a discrete area, that's okay. Otherwise, you're gonna start losing points, right? You want good points. Okay, details we're gonna tell you after. So let's say underwears that are this color here, right? So for underwear and baby suit, everything that you don't have in code, because you're gonna get points if you go to the pool with your family, right? So, but if you have something like that, plain color, you're gonna get more points, and that you're gonna lose points. Everything gonna have to do already with the proper standards. The only exceptions for work clothes. Work clothes, it's okay, because we want people to use already what they have, but you see, solid colors. We don't have plaid or words, you know, solid colors, respectful, that's okay. All right, they're clean, they don't smell sweaty, that's important, right? You have to go to work and go to school with clean clothes. You need soap, you need, even you don't have washers yet, you know, you don't have lines to hang your clothes to dry or dryers, so it's okay, all right, but need to be clean. So the first thing is ask for soap. Go to the school and say, look, I don't have money, you know, really explain, and then you're gonna get the points. But it's okay, because that's gonna be really useful. Okay, all right. If it's really bad and if you have many of them, it's okay, use a little bleach, right? But be careful which water you put in that, because some places we already use that water for, you know, the laundry water for irrigation, or place they need, such as very dry areas, they need a lot of water. Okay, so for everything else, you get points or have points taken out, because nobody gonna see that, right? So you can use it during these 2 years, that's fine, because no one gonna see, okay? But for that, everyone gonna see, so you're gonna lose points, okay? Because people gonna be checking cameras and giving points to people, all right? Okay, you will get points because you went to the pool or the beach, but you will lose because it's a bad, a negative thing for boys or girls, doesn't matter, okay? All right. All right, this pattern is the same as this. It's not authorized and you can't blend in, you see? So let's say this you lose more points, this you lose less points, but it's not really like this one. This you don't lose any points, you gain points, okay? All right, so everyone, as soon as they have, they showed, with exception of work clothes, you see their work t-shirts, right? With exception of that, as soon as the whole family make a video showing that they have everything, they're gonna get much more points, you know. And working clothes, as I said, as soon as they're clean, you know, and don't have any huge names or logos, that's fine. All right, so this, the person will lose points for the name as well. So we're gonna lose 2 points here, a little bit for that, right? And a lot for that. But if the person can get a marker and paint that out, such as a long, you know, rectangle here, that will work, you know, such as dark blue, that will work if they can take all the things out, right? Because instead of using their good ones, such as this, when they take the, you know, it's take the pockets out and this zipper out. You see the zipper here, okay? So that they will gain points. They were properly dressed, right? Okay, but for this one, you know, so if they want to use for 2 years, it's okay, right? If that comes out entirely really well, okay? All right, so let's say a few words about t-shirts without sleeves. Boys and girls can use it, but cannot be too long like that. You see, cannot be too long. Need to be short because some places are burning hot. You know, if the person maybe it's fine with the sun, you know, it's okay. Or can use long sleeves, but cannot be too long like that. Cannot be showing the underwear, the brassiere, or even the boys' chest cannot show, okay? Cannot be too long. All right. Okay, so let's talk about jeans. Jeans, when you fold, you tuck in, you know, shorts or shirts, you tuck in the curve, right? For I don't know how you say in English, but the curve of the cut of the pants. So you tuck in a little bit, so when you fold it, you're gonna look neat, okay? That's nothing to do with the fabric itself, but just one more thing for our updates. All right, let's keep going. So those, it's solid colors, but it's a little thicker. We can have thin fabric for boys' underwears and girls' underwears instead of the thick ones, right? And places that are more cold, they can have the thick, that's fine, you know, but takes more time to dry out. So, you know, so this is the best one, okay? That we're gonna use thinner fabric for boys and for girls, and not that, because that gonna need much more cotton for underwear like that, okay? Didn't to have a shorts that's too big, you know, it's too loose and the person is skinny and use or fat or not, but use something that's too big for boys or girls, that's not authorized, okay? For the blacks, so we're doing to the end of March, right? The best as possible until the end of March, unless we really, because we have what? About 8 to 9 billion people in our planet, right? 8 for sure, right? So it's a lot of people that need clothes. Babies need clothes. Many people don't have any clothes and they're moving to places, right? Many people in Africa, they don't have clothes, right? Because the weather is warm and they don't have money and keep going, but they are going to move. They're going to need clothes, right? Okay, so black, it's authorized if it's respectful, polite, until end of March, but this is not authorized. It's too loose and too big, you know, and has this extra fabric. Anything with extra fabric, a different fabric, is not authorized. We're just gonna make plain fabric from one side to another. We can even have the cut in the center, right? Like we have, so we can have a piece, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the back, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 for the back, but not like that, okay? Not like that. That is huge and long, and another fabric completely different on the side. It's not good. Okay, so now let's say a few things about this. This is not authorized. You have to take it out. And at the school, this is elastic, so, but if you are too skinny and need, right? So you're gonna bring to your sewing day and you're gonna put a strap, you know, those inner strap that you make, you know, a little bit, you shrink a little bit from each side. That's what you're gonna do, okay? Any logo that is easy to take without harming the fabric, you're gonna take it out and you're just gonna leave the number if it's a proper dress code, okay? The number, information of the number, and we don't need anything from the country. So if you have any stain like that, you have to rub it. You have to rub, get baking soda or get the dried soap and rub it, okay? Because it's not authorized to have dirt. Dirt is dirt, stain is a stain. It's two different things. The other thing for men, they're not going to have pockets of any type. And the woman gonna have their key on their arm, right? They slide over like a little bracelet. So the key of the house, they're gonna use at their arm, and it's a little hidden under their short or long sleeves because they just need the key of the house, right? Because we don't want to use cards because cards is easy to fake out. All right, so no pockets for anyone, like males or females. You don't need pockets like that, okay? All right, and so you're gonna take this out, right? And the things that the school is gonna offer gonna be from fabric that you don't use anymore, from shirts. Needs to be thicker, right? And it's not going to be elastic. It's gonna be fabric itself with a button, adjustable button, like those that they sell for children pants and children shorts everywhere. Okay, so this, you know, you have to take it out, this metal thing, and sew. The teacher is gonna show you how to sew a hole on a fabric like that, you know, or anywhere, you know, in a fabric, because we cannot have holes and, you know, rip clothes or things like that, you know. Okay, so you're just gonna make the adjustment inside, take this out, take that out, take this, okay? All right, and rub it really well. Didn't come, already washed twice. Oh well, get the brush and rub it with baking soda, okay? Something rough. A little sand, that might work, but needs to be clean, okay? And if it's a stain, then it's okay. But you have to show that you did it, all right? And we're gonna have a many information. For example, is your shirt, did you work with any stain? Yes or no, okay? And then you're gonna say, did you wash it? Yes, I rub it. No, I did not rub it, okay? All right, because everything is points, so let's count points. The thing is for synthetic pillowcases. We are not using them. For these 2 years, it's okay. The person can save money, that the family can save money, that's fine. Why? Because they get sweaty, you know, because most of us gonna live in warm, really warm weather, right? And save the condition the best as possible, right? And what happens? Person gets sweaty, the pillowcases start to smell bad, and we're only going to wash the pillow, you know, twice a year and not every month, even that we have dryers, because we are billions of people. We have to have that in mind, okay? All right, so as soon as possible, you know, because the main objective is for everyone to have clothes first, right? But for bed sheets, if any it's synthetic or any pillowcase is synthetic, go ahead and change them right away. But it is authorized as soon as they are solid color to have them for 2 years. Like that's forbidden because you cannot blend in with any markers. Too much, it's in a clear fabric, so you can't do it. So that's not authorized. You cannot also sew a fabric on the top of it. So a shirt like that, you cannot use it. It's different. It's rather have a black one that is plain, solid color, right? Long sleeves, but you cannot use that. If you have a plain one on both sides without logo, without anything, you know, if it's a half of this, very small, then it's okay. Without anything on the back, as I just show you, need to be plain, you know, because some people go to the pool, they're really fair, you know, but they get more points going to the pool instead of not going. Okay, so it's okay if they want a little bit, because we cannot have hundreds of people going to the pool very early in the morning or late in the day, right? So sometimes it's okay for children, right? For children, elders, not for teens, because everyone can already renew cells and be healthy, you know, put a little sunblock just on the face, you know, if the person has very white skin only, then it's okay. All right, let's talk about logo now. The logos, let's say like if was a logo like that. If was a half up to, I need to get the measure. All right, so here's the ruler. So we have here, if it's up to, if it's long ways, right? Up to 5 by 5, I think that would be okay, right? Even up to 6 by 6. Okay, fits inside the 6 by 6, then it's okay. But every time the person use that to go to a hard work, I mean construction, places that it's not worth it to go in social clothes, right? Okay, so if it's painted, someone at those gates, when they come in, the person come in, needs to touch to see it, nothing sewn, it's nothing hard there, so you're gonna lose points because every time, the security guard couple, the male or the female, doesn't matter, right, needs to touch. And you have, because the person cannot touch connected to your body, right, you have to lift it up like that. You have to lift so the person can touch it. Put the shirt away from your body, right? Because they cannot touch the body itself. Okay, so let's say this, we can do it for one whole year, right? If it's big like that, one whole year. And if it's small, 2 by 2 or 4 by 4. If it's 4 by 4 for 2 years, that's okay. All right, but remember, you lose points. We're gonna talk about points after, but just for you to have an idea about, because everything we're gonna give details and do the best we can and improve what's still needed. Okay, because people have a lot of clothes, right? And some people have none. They're moving, right? Because we need people of different races everywhere, and people cannot bring too much clothes themselves, so they have to get to this new location and find clothes or go to thrift stores or get it for free. So it's a lot of clothes we need. Okay, so here it is. But a logo like that you cannot have because it's negative and it's way too big. Look at that. So this one is 10. It's 9 by 5. This one is too big. We're not going to have. Okay. So the work clothes that you can use those things are for construction, right? Because you really get dirty, you really get um, sweaty, right? And also for state national parks, or demolition sites, or places that you're gonna, some places you don't get dirty, working with plants like state and national parks, you don't get dirty, right? But for construction sometimes, or if you're working with ashes, that burn, such as farms with illegal drugs planted and things like that. Okay, or if you really don't have money, okay, then it's all right. Okay, so let's talk about something like that. So something like that is easy. You're gonna have these tiny scissors that gonna take stitch by stitch. You see, stitch by stitch, very, very careful. The sewing teacher couple gonna show you. So you have to take the entire thing out because it's forbidden anyways to have. So you have to take this, you have to take the Velcro out. You see, you have to take everything out. Okay, so let me say a few words. Both sides of the Velcro, right? Take them out. Okay, and then you take the entire pocket. You sew this pocket here. You sew completely entire. Take everything, the inner part out. Okay, this is good. Look. All right, so you have here, you have a logo. So what you have to do? You're gonna paint is on a side, so that's fine. It's not on the top of a t-shirt, for example. So you won't lose points like that. You just get the marker, paint over, at this adjustment, close adjustment. The sewing is sewing, adjustment is adjustment. You can get both classes on the same day, because then you bring your clothes and you get all ready. If you have 10 pieces, maybe 20 pieces. You can even bring some from your brothers and sisters. If they're little in elementary, they're not going to sew, they're not going to use markers, right? You can do that. You can schedule your classes and do even for your entire family, because maybe your father and mother are working too much for points, or you're studying a lot, or both of them, right? So you can do it. You will be doing middle school, can do all this, and high school, machines and markers. Okay, so you can do for your entire family. All right, so this I already said. You're gonna take everything else, and if it's too loose, you're gonna do this inner thing. keep the name there, because if you get more money or you get a donation, you can give to a thrift store. The person will know. These don't have numbers. Yeah, not those, but those that have proper numbers, in an old way or in a new way, keep it a little bit, right? Because people need clothes. They need clothes. All right, okay. Anything too big, it's not authorized, not even to work like this, So it's way too many, like many others. We are not using anything like that, okay? Not even if the person doesn't have. The minimum, as I said, very small and painted over, cannot go to work. They have to figure out, stay home or go wait and find, go to thrift store, ask donations to friends, ask donations to the school, okay? Every school gonna have, because maybe how the person gonna work if they cannot work, something like that. But everyone should have basic clothes, okay? They ask for the school 2 sets, wash, use, and keep using, washing, using, right? Okay. And until more is come, proper clothes come to that family. You have white t-shirts to work, such as construction sites or cleanup of places that were demolished or mountains that are carved in, we're gonna get dirty. So you have to bleach them once a month, okay? If you really work in something that does not get out, that's okay. The other thing we're going to do at schools, it's for anything that got rusted. So we have a product in many countries called rust out. They have other names, but they take rust out of clothes, okay? So the same student can bring their clothes. They set up a day for that check-in, right? Or clothes improvement. Let's call this class clothes improvement. And you bring your clothes. So the teacher gonna say, because we're gonna have 2-hour class, I think, 1-hour class and 2-hour class, and you can fix everything. You can bring your teacher, gonna guide you how many, how long it takes, because this is very easy. You put there in 5 minutes, the rust gone away, okay? You just cannot mix this with bleach, remember, okay? At the schools, they might have one bucket, with bleach diluted in water, and everyone with problems will learn how to do it. Middle school can do it, and high school students can do it, okay? All right? You're already there. So one bucket will help 40, 100 students on that same day. So that's fine, okay? All right, so don't use bleach at home to fix any clothes, okay? Any clothes. Or bags, cotton bags, because we can use the white ones for now. If that's what you have, that's fine, okay? All right. So something big like that, I already said, not going to repeat. You cannot use, not even to work, all right? So something like that. Let's say you have here 3 buttons. So what you're gonna do, you can only keep 2, right? Can only keep 2 in case this is not big enough for your head to enter. That's okay. Take one out, bring to that class, take one out, sew the bottom up to here, because this it's enough for sure for your head to get in. At the schools, once we already have anyways, so this you're gonna take out, right? And very careful, very slowly, with tiny scissors and very pointy, tiny scissors. And your teacher is gonna tell you how to do it. You do about 1 or 2 centimeters, depend on the type of the machine they use. So you're gonna do 1 or 2 centimeters and get out. 1 or 2, get out. 1 or 2, get the string out. Okay, and do all over. So if it's faded, it's okay. It's a work clothes. All right, it's a work clothes. And if you don't have any other, you can use for school until you have a new one. So clothes like that, that's not really 100%, can be used for 2 years, that's fine. You save the new ones for afterwards, that's fine. So when you place on YouTube your family, put every clothes already dress code you have for, after the 2 years cleanup, so you get many points. We're gonna see how many, okay, per person, that according to their age, on how they're gonna be, if they're now or after 2 years, that's fine, okay? And you know those spray removers for stain removers in sprays, we already have them, so let's use them. At schools the same way, the teacher is gonna say if it's oil, you know, whichever it is, right? You're gonna try that, okay? After rubbing at home, you cannot bring clothes to school to take stains out of any type, ashes or anything, right? Or oil. If you didn't try home first, you have to try always with two things: baking soda, and also for the dry soap or detergent, kitchen detergent, right? Some countries, the kitchen detergent is very strong. We already have them. Put a few drops and rub. Hot water. You have to try your things first, okay? At least two different things before you bring it, because hot water everyone should have, and kitchen soap everyone should have, okay? Even that some countries don't have much baking soda, but dish soap and hot water everyone, boiling water, okay? All right, remember, cannot put boiling water in some type of synthetics, right? But cotton is fine, or a half is fine. If you have any hole in your clothes like that anyway, your teacher is gonna show you how to fix them from the inside out, okay? All right, so that's fine as a work clothes or even for school clothes after you fix everything. All right, so you cannot use anything like that, you know, and not even as underwear. Plaid, it's okay. Plaid for 2 years because nobody gonna see, it's okay, but you cannot have underwears that talk about any team or anything like that, not even during the 2 years, and any type of fabric material, okay? All right. It's a long sleeves that many workers would need, right? But has this line on the side. So let's do that. But it's all plain. Look, no logo, no mark, no name. So it's all right. The person can use for 2 years, right? But the same way, when the person pass an inspection at the front gate, before they come in the property, the security guard that look for dress code and any other sign, if the person has red eyes, we always gonna have two couples at all these the schools, the work sites, construction. They're gonna have their jobs during the day, but we need always two different couples there, because one will also be checking what the other one is doing with a camera. So you have to get out from your body, slide out so they can touch it. They can touch it, make sure, you know, that has no metals in it because it's a different fabric. The other option for a shirt like that is to sew everything here and take the entire extra side out, because many people gonna lose weight. So depending the person gonna use, you know, for example, that can be for the mother or a teenager, right, that's skinnier in your same family, or a friend that you're giving to, so you can do that. The teacher is going to show you how to sew in synthetic, because that's a different machine, you know, different stitches, right? It's very different, okay? So that's important, all right? And it's forbidden to have any clothes with embroidery, you know, those clothes that are like look like net, right? The word for net, like these veils for brides, and I don't know the word now. Okay, the other thing is that if you have anything like that, you see, it's like a synthetic thing that was pressed in it, you know. So what you do, you bring to your teachers, and they're gonna show you how to fix, because you're gonna fix with heat. You know, some of them work, not for all of them, but you can try, right? Because some, it's like a plastic and you're gonna fade it out. You know, and then you just scratch it and put the little pieces on a trash, okay? All right, for some work. So they're gonna show you how to fix anything like that. Even for logos, some logos would get out like that. All right. The other thing is that if you have something like this in a different fabric, you know, on a back, that's okay for 2 years. It's almost the same color, you see, that's okay, right? But the same way, you have to do it, you know, get a little, your spouse or another teen, your partner, if your teenager needs to bring out the fabric with 2 hands, away from the body for the security guard do this and touch it, all right? So in this case, you're gonna lose points because here you can't fix. Unless you take and make these short sleeves and use the same exact fabric, all right? So you're the one that needs to ask the security if you have any extra different clothes like that, okay? Every single day, every single time. This clothes is good because synthetic like that, the next day is dry. Get a little wind, is dry. You get a little air conditioning, is dry. So this is good, for people that have long sleeves to work on the sun. They have fair skin, or even those that do not have fair skin, because even black people, they also can get burned. Yeah, we have to take care. If people are not eating healthy, they have to start slowly wearing long sleeves. What they have, it's all right. You're going to lose a little points. They're going to add up. For example, if you go the whole week with something like that, right? Because you can use exactly the same one. If you put a little AC on or a little fan on a room you are, next day they're dry. You can use the same exact clothes, but they're going to be clean and fresh, okay? Clean and fresh. Because some places, we're going to have some dogs checking because we cannot smell the clothes of people, right, if they're sweaty or not. But we need to make sure they don't have marijuana. They're not sweaty. They're clean with their clothes. Everyone can use the jeans pants or jeans shorts 2 days only, but they cannot sit any other place if on the second day, right? So they want to get germs inside their homes and places like that, or at the office of a school or something. Okay, so in a few words is that if it's something banned like that to work, it's okay. If it's in a front or in a back, it's a little bit, it's not too much, it's okay. The main thing cannot be very big cleavage, right? But it's a little bit like that is fine, okay? You're not losing points because you're working or going to school until your clothes come, that's okay. Partner, if you're a teenager, when your partner gonna hold, even for children, they have to ask for another friend. The security guards are adults. They cannot touch the body of a child, a teen, or a young adult. Anyway, so the friend, the child's friend, such as second, third grade, gonna avoid the best as possible. But if happens, they have to do this for the security guard to touch the fabric. They cannot touch the person's body. You see, they can even flip sideways all the way. That's how the security guard's gonna do it. All the way, the whole fabric. They have to check, so the friend of that child need to hold sideways. And children up to elementary, right, school children, gonna lose a lot of points because how are we gonna do that with children all the time? For adults it's different. You can slide, they're tall, but imagine for these security guards, adults, to be on their knee, to check children, cannot touch the child, cannot touch teens, gonna be points lost. So for teens, young adults, elders, then it's okay. They just slide through like that. They're standing up, they can slide here, they slide their hands there, they are sure nothing is there. And here they have to go all around, okay? All right, so less points, you're going to lose less points if they are teens, any age, right? But if it's elementary school, and then they're going to lose many points, okay? So all pockets for males and females going to be taken out. The woman going to have their keys on their arm, as I said, or inside. We're going to have one thing like that, and they're going to have a clip inside their pants. We're going to let you know because we need some security advice on that, what will be the safest, because we'll be fine if we use also the key on by the shoulder. Slide this bracelet with the keys all the way to the shoulder, but maybe it's not comfortable for the person to work because the key will be outside or under the arm, right? So, but that's the two ideas. Always the female, that the wife that holds the key, the elder wife and the regular couples wife that holds the key, okay? So the cards, the work cards, should be on their shirt, on the badge, right? A whole time, right? And no lanyards, no strings, just the card in front of the person's shirt. All right, so this the same way. Take out, take out, take out, take the inner pockets out, and take this out. Females of all types, you know, even older teens, older children, females, gonna have tampons at the school, right? They get one, they're gonna be 1 point. You know, they get one, they're gonna be 1 point. And older teens, you know, after 10 years old or so, right? They have some. If they feel something different, they go straight to the bathroom if it's for the first time, right? And if it's their mothers going anywhere, everywhere gonna have these tampons, right? They're safe, they're locked. One person get one, it's 1 point, something like that, okay? Very simple, so they're not carrying anything to school. It's forbidden, anything to school. No coins to play, no shells, no seeds, not from the school to home, not from home to school, not even little children, not babies, infants, no one gonna have pocket of any type because they're not needed. And their document, their work document, their school document, it's always the same, it's their own ID. They have right there, you know, they have to take care, never lose it because they're right there and they're firm, the hook, it's really firm. I'm gonna show you afterwards. Okay, so if you have anything like that, it will be the same as for the other shorts. You lose points. You get points because you went to the pool or the beach, right? But you lose points the same exact this pattern, okay? And you cannot have that. That is already not authorized. You don't go to the pool if you have something related to games or other things we don't want. But it's something like that, you know. It's not a logo. It's not related to any, you know, team or anything negative, right? That's okay, all right? You just lose more points, okay? Now, let me show you. If you have a pants like that, you know, synthetic pants, it's okay if you don't have the jeans ones, you know, at all, you know, because they can easily also be washed. Next day they're dry. If that's the only clothes you have, because the right is to go to school in jeans clothes, but it's respectful. You see, it's for a boy and a girl. It's not narrow down, it's normal, it's okay. You just have to take the zipper out. If you have any zipper like that, you have to take it out, bring to the sewing class. Sewing class gonna happen for 6 months and place for sure, right? But they're gonna stop, you know, they're gonna attend every student and stop because nobody gonna move. So let's say maybe 2 months, sorry, not 6, 2, maybe 4, right? So until everyone brings everything done, that class is over. And then they can start again in August because people are gonna move, right? And that's it. We're just going to have this twice, you know, and not on a second year because everyone was already registered, everyone already went to school, right? Okay, because maybe people already still got something, you know, when they move, go to a thrift store, right? But afterwards, I think, okay, let's do for the entire 2 years. Okay, so here's an improvement. We do for the entire 2 years, because people gonna still moving. And if new students came, they got clothes at thrift stores, that's okay, they can still bring and fix them. But they cannot be too loosen, that's important. So in this case here, you have to take this different fabric out and it's too loose. So even for a big boy, look, it's really too big. So you have to narrow down a little bit, not too much, right? But still respectful, okay? And no logos, no words, so that's okay. All right, so let me see if I have, and for black pants as well, if you have any black pants, you know, so that's okay. You just have to fix the pockets, I already said, the belts, okay, and to be used in a proper way. All right, so if you have anything like that, another pattern for bathing shorts, you also lose a lot of points because that's not good for boys or girls, okay? So if you can use the markers, gonna use too much markers is not convenient. But if it's a little less, you can use markers to make everything like just blue, okay? Take the pockets out, the zippers out, and let me see what else here. Yeah, you have to fade out the name, right? Any logo and name. And this, you know, it's a little rubber, so it might, with the iron, you might be able to take it out. You have to try. But maybe it won't work because it's synthetic. So when it's too, you know, similar things, synthetic and rubber, might not work. But you can try. Okay, but you're gonna lose a lot of points. So the best is to have one shorts, but really good. Okay? All right, but we are not throwing away either because someone that might not have it. Okay, so things like that we are going to keep at thrift stores because when the person gonna choose, they're gonna see all these options and choose the best option, right? That they get the least that fits them, that they lose the least, right? Or even gain points. Okay, so we're not throwing away. And the thrift store is gonna have their orientation according to how many they have still, right? Okay, so something like that, it is authorized for 2 years, but you lose points the same as the other two I just showed you. Few words about thick tennis shoes that's not authorized, but we already have them, right? And many people don't even have shoes. The main thing is to go to school shoes, right? We need that. It's mandatory to use proper shoes for 4 years. Anytime you go outside, you know, it's really important. We're going to tell the exceptions for walking barefoot because we want to be safe, 100% safe. For 4 years, nobody going to walk outside without shoes because we're bringing dirt, we're remodeling dirt, we are aerating soil, dirt and trash might come out that was there, or a piece of glass or anything, right? Or even a stick or a mulch, right, that was cut and, you know, splinters. So we're not walking barefoot for 4 years. That's mandatory. So, but let's say a few words about that. If you already have them, right, for one reason or another. So the logo gonna be the same. You're just gonna do the best to take them out or cover them or paint them. So, you know, in this case here, maybe this might be easy just to slide a knife slowly there, you know, and if you cut anything, they might have a glue just to put on the top so it doesn't keep cutting. You see here, you know, so the people of this fixing clothes and shoes at the school, they're gonna show you the best option for each one. This has a lot of glue, you see, it's different than this that you can easily remove. You see, it's already out. Okay, so yes, you can use this, you can use that, right? But for anything that's not dress code, you lose a little points. But the main thing, you have shoes to go to school, so you get points, right? And this the same way. So this is not authorized, being thick on the bottom and stiff, you see, it's not authorized, but people play basketball with them and, you know. So we're gonna show you the ones that are authorized, but sure, you can use them even for 2 years for sure, and we're gonna let you know afterwards if we can do 2 more years or not. Okay, all right, now let's say a few words about this. So here you're gonna use the marker, you know, or in this case you just take the whole thing out. You see here, take the whole thing out. But if was pressed, you just use the marker. You see, okay, the bottom nobody see, that's fine, but you have to scan the shoes every time you go to school. You take them out quickly and you put them in. So these two couples gonna have, you know, even on rainy days, you have to take them out. They're gonna scan. They have to scan, make sure it's not a knife, you know, nothing inside is sliding in or a stick or, you know, anything like that. And for everything you have something like this, you know, you also lose points because the right way is to have Velcro, right? So those Velcros that you're gonna take off from clothes, you might adjust here. You know, might adjust here. The other option is to make a knot and don't bend in. So if you can slide out. So instead of using the real last one, you would use the hole before the last. You see here is easy to show. So instead of using the very last, you use one here so you can slide in, slide out, and don't have strings hanging. String saying is for any child, teen, anyone, adults, elders of any age, lose a lot of points if they're not tied up. So the best option is just to slide in and slide out, if it's firm, of course, right? And here you just have a Velcro. So here would be 1, 2, 3, 4 Velcro, because then you won't lose points for that. You're just gonna lose points for being thick or have this thing on the back, okay? We're gonna do a little bit, such as the whole week. If you use this a whole week, you're gonna lose a little bit, right? Because we need to give points for those that already have proper shoes. Bendable, right? The ones I already showed, bendable, flexible. Even that they're a little thick on the bottom is okay, but they're flexible, you know? Such as this one. Look at the difference. Look, they bend. You see? They bend, even that they're thicker, okay? Because we need, you know, some people walk a lot, work a lot. They need a little more support. That's fine, but look, they're really bendable. It's different. Okay, all right. And details in points we're gonna give you later, just for you to have an idea, because it's a lot to do, right? You just already have an idea. We're gonna start counting, and then by the end of January, hopefully, you're gonna have points for all this already organized. All right, you're doing really great. All right, let's talk about this. It's forbidden to have a mesh inside the clothes. So when the person gonna bring that to fix at the schools, you're gonna cut really close here, really close by here, and take the entire thing out. Really careful so you won't damage the elastic that's already here, you see? So take them, because this is really forbidden. It's different than losing points, okay? You know, so they're very different. Forbidden is forbidden, and losing points, losing points. So here it's easy to get a metal detector, okay? But this is not good. You cannot have one fabric inside the other. Or they're warm and thick, it's okay, such as thick jeans or things like that, right? But we cannot have two fabrics like that for anywhere, all right? Okay, very good. And here, if you have any information about the size, you keep, because even in inches, the person will have an idea, right? Depend the country they are. If they go to a thrift store somewhere, keep that, okay? All right, even that they have a logo, it's fine. It's inside, doesn't hurt anyone, all right? For people to have an idea. And then we're gonna take all out, and people already gonna know their measurements according to their arm. So everything, the person gonna use their own arm, you see, to measure their own hands, their own fingers, right? So if they go to a thrift store, they already know, oh, my size is this, let me check. You know, just for these first few years, 4 years or so, right? People still may buy more clothes, okay? Because some children grow a lot. They need to change clothes all the time. So they're going to know their measurements. You know, when they wrap a socks around their fist, they know that fits their feet. Simple things like that, you know. So if they're going to measure on their arm, you know, how long they would need for the length of their waist or things like that. And in centimeters also. Yeah, let's do centimeters instead of arms, because every thrift store gonna have those rulers already glued in a few places, right? Maybe two or so, right? Everyone gonna know, gonna be a little sign. They bring their clothes to these two locations, right? And then they're gonna know, you know, if they need, they bring a little piece of paper, their measurements done. All right, because some people, as I said, they grow too much, they're gonna change those numbers, but we have to start practicing. Maybe the arm is still a good idea because it's easy for people to remember, right? Okay, so let's do both arm and centimeters. And then the students, older students don't need, because they don't change much. It's easy to memorize. The main thing is for preschools, the parents gonna have in a piece of paper. But for elementary school, for them to memorize, they're gonna let you know what would be quicker. You can even practice with students to let us know what would be the easiest ways for them to memorize, because they have to start practicing, right? And don't leave. Imagine if a parent have how many kids, to have all measurements for everyone, because they are going to walk around the thrift stores and help themselves beside their parents, because so the parents can take care of the preschool kids, but the elementary kids can start looking for clothes themselves. Okay, so now let's say a few words about other clothes. So here we are. So something like that is good, but cannot be too big. So if it's too big for the person gonna make adjustments. Take one button out, already said, right? Take one button out, and we're done. Here it is. All right, so if it's too big, can make adjustments. The teacher is gonna show you how to take out, how to cut, how to sew again. Okay, the pocket I already said. Logos inside is not a problem. If it's too big, I already explained. So here the same way. It's a tiny stain like that. I don't know if you can even see. Yeah, it's a little tiny stain here. It's okay. Try the marker if you have, but it needs to be really gentle. Always try in a location no one can see. In this case, you're gonna try the marker here first and see what happens, right? And then you try there, okay? And yeah, the button already explained. Let's see what else. Here, too big. Here the same way, these little spills that sometimes happen. We don't even know how they happen, right? That didn't happen in my house, but anyways. Okay, the same way. If it's too big, the same way, all right? But even that is big, if you get colored shirt, then you're gonna get many points, because that's our proper dress code with 2 buttons, right? So you just have to take one out. This has 2, but then you have to fix, because one is too low, it's not needed. So you're gonna sew the bottom, right? They're gonna teach you how to make a square here in this case, a nice square, neat. Take this button out, close these things, and put it bigger. Or sew with the button there, tuck it in, like such as if you do like that. So you put the button in and then you sew here a little bit, right? Because we need only 2 buttons, all right? Okay, so like that, and if you really have collared shirt and long covering your waist, then it's fine, with exception of these special days such as some parties, right? For the teens only. Children gonna cover their hip all the time, and they can have special party dresses, gonna be rentals at the schools. Okay, so let me show you a few other things. So this, yes, you can go in social clothes to school as well, such as those that are working with the sun. You can do it's protect from the sun, it's okay, take the pocket out, but you don't need that many. So you're gonna find a way to already sew and just have 2 on the top, because the school cannot have, and university, everything is same for school, is university the same way, cannot have too many buttons like that. Okay, all right. So this is a shirt like that. It's authorized, if it's really needed. Take the buttons out, right? Take buttons like that's forbidden, right? We're just gonna have clear buttons, regular clear buttons like that. And yeah, this is another shirt here. It's good, it's authorized, but you cannot have buttons on the back. So what you're gonna do, you see a button here on the back of the shirt? So what you're gonna do, you're just gonna change the shirt around, and close it. So you're gonna close maybe here, make a sewing here, right? And make it possible. So you're gonna make maybe the curve for the low cleavage, the other way around if it's needed, according to your reality, the shirt you have. Okay, so you don't keep any signs like that, only keep those, all right? Okay, it's a collar shirt, it's fine. You cannot go with anything inside, some are very stiff, so you have to take them out somehow. So you're gonna make a cut here inside and take whichever thing, because some of them might have plastic or something you cannot have. It needs to be plain fabric, all right? Okay, so and this, if you go like this, you know, somebody needs to touch as well. We lose points because that's not good. Let's make an improvement. We cannot have that because, you know, we have many other clothes. We don't need that. And so we cannot have any cuffs that is too long like this. We're just gonna have regular ones, okay? Only regular ones for male and female. The male is a little longer, female is a little shorter, but not extra ones to fold it afterwards. That's forbidden. You have to take it out, remodel accordingly. Okay, let's say a few words about this. So that's okay. Look, it's soft. You're gonna fix those buttons, take them out, leave just two on the top, right? You can have something like that. If it's soft, you see, it's a different height. It's not short, it's not long, but it's okay because some people, you know, might help a little bit against the sun. So it's okay, but it needs to be soft, okay? And for things like that, we all gonna have for everything instructions for the security at those gates, right? Of all educational sites, of all working areas, you know, they are there for what? While people get in and done, they close the gate and they're gonna work as well, right? Exactly what to do, and then you already know. So if you use a clothes like that, you already know if you have to show them to touch or not. Okay, you already know, and you're gonna do it forever until you fix that clothes. You already know. Okay, so here, so this is authorized a half length. It's authorized because I said protect a little bit from the sun, right? Not completely. So the right is to have short or long, but this is authorized, okay? And for the uniform, for our uniform, we are not going to have a pocket, but we are going to have a name, you know. All these clothes, whichever you have for your school, you know, when you have your classes, you're going to have your name written. So you can use at your work and at your school the same day. So everyone, that's the right one. You know, it's soft. Look, it's soft, not stiff like that. You know, this would work. That is pretty, but let's say if it's an old one to work, it's okay, it can work, right? But this is softer, it's easy to work, it's bendable, because you're gonna work in a garden, and then in school you're gonna sit down. So, you know, that is the best material, fabric. See, soft to work is good. But something a little rough, it's good too, you know, because they're more social, that's fine, they can work. And if they are comfortable feet, not too tight, they can work fine at the garden as well, okay? All right. So the other thing is that we are going to embroider the name here. And we are going to do, some can do by machine. We have to do by machine. But the teachers are going to find a way and do only at schools. Why is that? Because we need to put a little inside or outside of extra fabric so the machine can sew. The machine cannot sew just in one fabric like that. They need an extra one. So we're gonna tell you this extra fabric gonna be at the front or at the back because we need people's name as soon as possible. But this is another thing for the security team to let us know, because if we do outside, it's visible, it's easy, right? Or printed. Oh yes, sorry. So we're not embroidering, we are printing. We're printing the person's name. Yeah, but that is not so durable. So let's wait the security team to say about that. So it's the name here and the number of the person here, and the name on the back as well. We don't know where we're gonna write, but for these 2 years we need names on the front, the back, and the sleeves. The sleeves gonna be a number, you know, according we're gonna see a number or initial or 2 initials. Yeah, maybe the initial of the person, first and last name. Yeah, okay. All right. And maybe even the apartment number, because then the person can use that as well, right? So those 2 things, 4 things, right? Now with those details, if it's gonna be printed or embroidered, we're gonna tell you afterwards, because embroidery really gonna last for 2 years and printing maybe not, right? Because if you wash this every day in the machines, They're going to be faded by the end of the second year. So this is for the security team to say. So belts is forbidden. We are not using belts. So some people nowadays, they ask for belts, right, for people to work, but for us it's forbidden, okay? All right, so let me show you here this shirt. This shirt is good. You take the pockets out, you take the buttons out already said, just leave 2 on the bottom. Take this name out, just don't leave measurement because shirt is easy to try on. Take all the measurement for shirts, long sleeves, because it's easy. The person go to thrift stores with something a little tighter. They don't even have to go to the dress room. But for pants and shorts and underwear, right? And if you buy underwear, remember, you have to boil. Okay, put really boiling water, bleach to disinfect completely and for sure. Okay, so the other thing is for here. If you have any instruments, you're gonna get your points. You bring to school any authorized instruments, right? So bring to school, even the ones that are not authorized, that can be used, part of it, that's okay, because we have strings, we have chords, we're gonna take them out nicely, the ones that's still good, to be replaced for future years. We're gonna tell you how to keep them, you know, dry them nicely, slide a cotton fabric on it, and you know, put inside plastic bags so they can be used, replaced on other instruments, right? Along the year, so it's fine. Okay, sweaters like that. So you get your points, you know, according. We're not doing how much you paid. That is a piece point, previous piece points. But you're giving an instrument, we're gonna give the same price for all countries. If it's a guitar, if it's a cello, whichever it is, an authorized instrument, you know, or the chords, what you're giving. So not for those that are not authorized, such as electric guitars, not authorized. You understand the difference? Okay, cannot be used for anything, right? I don't know the chords, but the guitar itself, it cannot be used. Okay, so you're gonna bring it, and the things that you had before, you're gonna get some points, not the total price, because some are way too expensive, thousands of dollars, right? But a little bit you can get, that's fine. All right, so let's say a few words here about this. So this is forbidden. All this is teaching, you know, and combinations, and you know, this is forbidden. Schools, they're gonna learn, and then we're gonna tell you what we're gonna do. It's a different sewing we're gonna do, because it's important for children to sew, very important. Preschools, they have to sew, and they're gonna sew and leave it right there to play, right? They can do little clothes for the dolls, and they're gonna learn how to sew very simple things, little blankets, round, you know, the blankets, a little square, you know, to cover the doll, simple things they can do, right? Because it's important, but we're gonna tell you which ones they can do, but they cannot have anything like that at home. It's forbidden. You know, nothing like that, not even for pen holders or squares, okay? Nothing of that it's authorized. Okay, so let's talk about this sweater. This sweater is good, is in a code, okay, that's okay, right? Why this is authorized? Because the person can bend, right, flip and put a little halfway here, right? Let me think. No, this we're gonna take out because it's not needed for school, right? Or they put in, it's cold or it's hot. They can slide a little bit up and down, right? To write, to eat, to wash hands, but they don't need to open that and flip, okay? So that's not needed. They're gonna be sewn all the way and done. Here we're not having any buttons, okay? We don't have any buttons because this is a sweater. So here it's always a little bit open, so we don't need this extra button, we don't need this extra hole. The new ones, I'm not talking about new ones. The video today, it's what you can use that you already have or you're getting from the thrift stores. This is not about the new clothes. This is what you have, you can use. Okay, so these need to be brought to the school, okay, and take all these buttons out and leave just one or two. One or two is authorized. You have to take the pocket out and you have to take this button out and sew the sides. Oh yes, because some people have large hands, right, to fit. So if they are really needed, you can keep that. That's all right. So let's keep that for 2 years, okay? All right, so let's see what else we have here. So caps of any type, it's forbidden, okay? Caps is forbidden of any type, you know, because it's not safe. Cameras cannot see who is that person. All right, so it's forbidden. Okay, so now let me show you here a few other clothes. So here, this clothes is all good in dress code. So everyone gonna have a space like that. We don't need much. This is clothes for an older child. Okay, so that's what it is. All the school clothes here. We're gonna put a patch here, right? A jeans patch, round, so they can last for many, many years, right? And they're not ripped, they're fine. You just have to fix everything that I already said, okay? So they're gonna be folded, you see? They don't need clothes to be hanged because they're all soft. You see, they're all soft. If you fold them nicely, it's fine, okay? So one place for play clothes. It needs a little more space than that, sorry. That's not really enough. So it needs one place for the pajamas, one place for play clothes, right? So play clothes, play clothes. School is school. This is the school here. And then it's just missing one place for the for the play clothes. So here's play clothes, sorry, here. I show you again. Okay, so I just measure. So if we have about 80 centimeters this way, and if we have over here about 45 centimeters, you know, here, look, 40 until here, and then, yeah, about 45 centimeters, that would be enough. Okay, so what you're gonna do? You're gonna stack the underwear, and you're gonna stack two, you know, socks like that. All right? And if you have too many, you can put some socks under the pajamas, for example, right? So that's how we are going to start for now. Okay, so you have an idea, have everything neat, organized, clean. They have to learn how to don't put dirty clothes here. So, and they have to use the pajama for the whole week, the same pajama. So Salo keeps his in a bathroom, but the right way is for everyone to have a place, you know. So we would need one more space, you know, such as for here, one more space, you know, to have all these details, because for the children, teens, everyone, to keep their use pajama in another location that's not the clean pajamas. Here's all the clean clothes. Forbidden to put dirty clothes with clean clothes, right? And the sweaters, pretty close to go out, were hang as I showed you there, okay? All right? Okay, so here it is for you to have a basic idea, all right? And let me show you something else. So if you have a shirt like that, that's okay, you know. It is soft, you see here, it's soft. You just take the tag out and, you know, it's good, you know, to go out with your family. You don't have to cover the whole hip area because that's only your family, your spouse is with you, right? The same as teens. They're gonna have party days, special days. They don't have to cover the whole hip area, you know. And here, the side, it's okay. You can do that. It cannot be too long. All right, so here it is. Some updates for today, and we see you soon. Now, let me show you already a few other things. So, if you have a sweater like that, you know, a long sleeves, but it's soft, it has only one material, this is soft, you know, that's okay if it's really cold, right? That's okay, synthetic, right? Just have two buttons as you see there. So all this is okay. It's long and cover a little bit hip area, right? So this is okay. And plain clothes, even that on a future we're not going to use lines like that. But for all these clothes I'm showing you, we are going to open some exceptions for 2 more years because it won't hurt anybody, you know. But we're gonna let you know afterwards which ones, according to how many we need, because we want to use all the clothes we have now and afterwards have only dress code. But I don't know if we're gonna let something like that that's almost blend in, okay? But for 2 years for sure. Now I want to show you this detail here. So this is forbidden for afterwards. You see here this pattern here, but for now for these 2 years that's acceptable as well. Okay, so now let me show you here. So if you have a little logo like that, I didn't have proper markers, right? But it's okay, you're gonna just cover it up, right? And you can use it, that's fine, okay? All right, so okay, so let me show you. This shirt has this different fabric here, different fabric there, you see, and here, 3 different places, you see. But it's soft, it's easy to check. The partner just lift up and the security check the clothes, you know, lift a little bit and check. Here is not needed, right? Here is not needed because it's already rounded. The person does itself. We're gonna see, that's the security thing, how, if it's something like that, because even if it's the same pattern or not, how we're gonna do it, right? But this is soft, so that seems okay, right? So maybe for the other one we authorize too, as soon, just for these 2 years, right? I think that is fine, right? No, the logo gonna fade out, right? You can paint and no words, so a shirt like that, yes, you can use it, okay? All right, I think that will be fine, you know? And on the future, we're not going to have any sewing like this. But for now, the security guards have to come and touch it, right? And touch, okay? To make sure it's nothing there, okay? And if it's a fabric, like in this case, it's just a fabric to take it out, you see here? So you're gonna get the scissors and gonna cut them really gently and take them out entirely, okay? All right, so we can use it. And for everything, for the security and also for the students, they're gonna know which ones they have to touch themselves to make sure it's nothing there because a different pattern. The other thing, nobody can use very stiff clothes, right? So the jeans and everything, the shoes, they take out every day. And after a while, the security guards the security team gonna let us know. After a while, they're gonna do randomly, not to every single student, every single worker, right? Such as for thick shoes or stiff clothes, right? After a while, but I don't know that while how long gonna be, because we need to be really safe, because it's a new humanity for all of us. We have to have kindness, we have to have willing to do this, right? Okay, so that's in a few words what it is. All right, my friends, so I see you soon then. Here we have more updates for today. Take care. So let me show you a few bags. This bag has different sewing on the side, but can be useful for now, right? Can be useful. So we're gonna tell you, for 2 years, all those bags can be useful, even that they're not the proper material inside, they're plastic. You cannot put on a dryer, right? If it's inside plastic, so you want to shrink one side and the other, and then you're gonna ruin it. But you can use all the Velcro you have from anywhere. You see here how many? We have a lot of Velcro to substitute all the shoes. We're gonna have machines for shoes, you know, like shoemaker machines, right? And already replace Velcro, take all out these strings and replace. Replace with what? With the Velcro we already have from different places, okay? All right, so this is very important. But if you go the first day, right, when you show the move, okay, so which bags you bring your things? You cannot bring that to the laundry. You're gonna use regular pillow cases to bring your laundry. You don't need bags. Bags out of code, you know, it's not for this reason, okay? because maybe you still need, right? Maybe not. Maybe just for the first 2 months, okay? And then you don't need anymore. All right, so every shoes that need to fix that's still good, like this one. You see here, that's the dress code shoes for everyone to go to school. Okay, they can play, they can have fun, that's fine. That's the right one. Remember I told you? It's a little elastic needed here and done. It is fit, it is good. But for now, if they are not good for one reason or another, you're just gonna remodel them, right? So the school's gonna have new things to put on the top, right? Proper glue. They're gonna learn how to do that, and then that shoes get checked for that person. Every shoes, every clothes, you take the teacher gonna do their reports. They're gonna record, and you're gonna say the name of or write on a piece of paper. So every student, middle and high school, they're gonna have the names of who they're gonna fix their clothes. Put a little piece of name, right? Because we don't want to do the voice with the recording to have any mistake or think people did one movie of a person, words of another person. So just put in a little piece of paper. Use the same paper for the whole year with the members of your family that you might bring to fix their shoes or their clothes. Middle and high schools can do that. Elders can do that at the adult education. We are not doing that at the university because not needed, because everyone would have, right, older children at middle school, high school, or elders, right, because we're living with the elders as well. Okay, so gonna fix that, right? Put something there to protect, because you cannot hot these holes, to hot the child. You're gonna take this thing out, right? Put a new one, or just the piece that goes all around the new one. So it will be a little bit here, right? And then for things like that, every child gonna have the little short videos with the teacher phone and edit and make their addition for their class. So these shoes is the same. You see, if you forbidden to throw shoes away, forbidden. My friends, we need shoes. Some people have only one tennis shoes. They don't even have another one. I washed this one. I got the trash. I washed really well. You see? So just fixing here to show you. All right. So shoes like that, you're gonna replace all of them with strings, everything. You're gonna replace them with Velcro, right? That's the first thing. Okay. So you replace them, right? You jump always on space if it's needed, or you do right there. One, two strings of Velcro come out and stick in. Okay, so that's authorized. Even that have some black here around, some black there, but that's authorized. It is not too stiff, so you get even more points than those I showed you before. They're good for any sports. Okay, so this is good. This is an authorized, and inside is good. And also, children need to take their shoes. This Salo used to play, right? It's different, but children randomly gonna ask to take their shoes off, or the security guards to check they're going to school, because Salo has another one to go to school. There are many hours in school. They need proper shoes, right? Okay. So this we take out. We don't need that. That's just for sewing purpose. But the new ones, we're not going to have that. The people gonna use the boxes and bring the shoes in. The boxes go right back to put new shoes in the same box, because people are not going to stores dirty hands, right? And the same box or the same hook, right? The hooks we're gonna be used over and over the same. Hooks, yeah, more sustainable than boxes, because plastic hooks, they quickly disinfect them, with some vinegar, rinse, and next day they're ready to be used for new shoes, right? At the shoe making location. All right, so here's the same way. You're gonna fix that. You're gonna take this out, put 2 Velcros, always 2, one in the middle, one at the end, done. Large, like maybe 2 centimeters or so, 1 centimeter and a half maybe, right? Okay, this you can use even that's colorful, right? What you cannot have is words or big logos, or you just paint out. If you have something like that, you get the marker and you paint out on the top of it, okay? So it's forbidden. In the future, we're not going to have this bump here. You see, it's a little bump there. It's forbidden because not needed, okay? All right. The other thing is this cushion. We can have that cushion, it's fine. But the security guards, you know, they're going to scan thick shoes. And sometimes they're going to scan this too, you know. And you don't lose points. You don't lose points for having that because many people need this cushion. You see, some shoes has more, some shoes has less. And so you don't lose points. This would be not good. So I don't know if you can, how you can fix that, you know, because you don't, it's different than a close. You see here, it's different than a close. So I don't know how you could fix that. But anyways, I'm sure professionals would do it how to fix, so you won't lose more points. Because one, it's not the dress code, right? But the other is a hole in it. Okay? But it's bendable. So we're gonna have all these points, you know, written down for everyone. We're just gonna take notes for now, right? And people gonna be, the security guards gonna be checking for security when people arrive. And probably we don't take points out of anyone for 6 months, right? Okay? People gonna be fixing and doing, right? Because I'm sure, no, we are just a few points, you know, for those that are proper in dress code, of course. Yeah, we are doing points already. But if we don't have established how much, you know, maybe we'll be ready only end of January, end of February, that's okay. You just go to school the best shoes you have, okay? All right, so this is authorized. Even that's neon, we're not going to have neon in the future, right? So it's not really clear, it's more towards the neon. So, but for now it's authorized, you don't lose any point with it because it's flexible, it's a beach or pool shoes, right? Flip-flops, okay. To have dirty shoes, it's forbidden, okay? It's forbidden to enter dirty shoes is different, you know? It's different. It's not authorized to have dirty shoes, okay? It's forbidden. You need to wash your shoes. Everyone needs 2 shoes, okay? So you have to wash your shoes, all right? Okay, so here we are. And this is, look a little dirty, but I just washed like 2 weeks ago or so. So we have to wash more often and put the kids to wash, okay? All right, everyone, doing really great. Get organized and get ready. All right, so let's say a few words about your shower towel for these 2 years. Okay, everyone's mandatory to use hand towels. How the hand towel's gonna be? So you're gonna try this bumpy things, a flexible towel, of course, because some are too stiff, with those bumps because they dry easier, right? They wash easier instead of many tiny ones like that. But both of them are authorized. I'm just giving you two ideas. If you have anything like that, because you cut in 2, you know, to have 2 towels, right? One big one, you just bring to the school, right? Or to the adult education. Adults can also bring to adult education fix. All right? Or the university. We're going to have machines at the university because they're going to sew clothes afterwards there, right? Okay. So they can fix that nice and neat, trim first, fix, okay. All right, so we are going to have, so this one is 60 by 40. It's about 60 by 40. I use for more than a year, but it's for me it's convenient because it's easy, but that's too small. We are going to have, it's 60 by 50, minimum, 60 by 50, okay? Why? Because we're gonna work a lot. We're getting adjusted with putting things, we're moving a lot, right? People, we know the center of continents is still moving to the beach, right? Okay, so we want to be the most sustainable as possible. What that means? Easy to wash, easy to dry on that day, and also dry every day, right? So we're gonna have clothesline, right? And need to be proper sewn. So get your big shower towels, cut in two. The kids or adults bring to the educational site, fix them, and you have for the whole family, okay? All right? So everyone will have two towels, because in case they're hung on clotheslines, they have an extra one to use for one day or so, right? Because not everyone's gonna wash right in the morning their clothes, right? And some places don't have much wind or won't dry by the end of the day. Okay, so everyone gonna have two, the whole family. So we can, well, the family is what, 12 people, right? So everyone gonna have 24 towels. In all tropical and subtropical countries, right, we're going to have one to start with, okay? And then when the whole planet got a towel, and then we can get the second one. Makes sense, right? Okay, so let's cut the big shower towels into that measurement. Minimum 50 by 60. It's easy, you know, so you can get, when you're gonna rub your back, that's what you do. You get one point here, right, with one hand, and go the way and get another point here, right? And you slide one side to another so you can dry your back really well. And here, let's pretend this blue towel is your body. So sometimes you can do this way like that, you know, and sometimes you can do the same day, after the same shower, you can do a little bit like that. Why is that? Because then you're gonna rub your back really well, because you're not going to have much loofahs now, remember? We're getting adjusted. Some people might still have parasites, some people, so we're not sharing unless you're gonna boil them. And maybe we don't have billions of loofahs right now. So this way, you're gonna take anything extra that was left in the middle of your back, okay? So you're gonna rub both sides and take any, because the skin needs to be rubbed. The right is to use loofahs, right? And you stretch your hands and really do it. But for those that do not have loofahs yet, that's how we're going to do. Okay, so here is just basic information for these 2 years adjustment time, and see you soon. All right, so let's say a few words about the family bag. What's the family bag for? Only for Sundays. The person are going out to a park or the beach, right? Only for Sundays, out of the property. So they would need a bag. Otherwise, they just carry their ID, their country ID. That's also their work badge. That's really strong, really well made, and it's good for everything, right? Okay, and the same as the student's ID. For children and teens, is their country number right there, right? Okay, and if they move country, and then they need to make a new one. All right, during these 2 years, of course. Okay, so this bag you cannot have, because in December now we're gonna use money, but if you use money you cannot put food unless the food is inside containers. I'm gonna show you afterwards. But this bag is authorized. Look at this. Just need to sew, right, a little better here, because it's getting out a little bit here, you know, because I always use inside out. So that's okay. You see, it's completely plain, you see, and I have a little paint here, you know, a little drawing here, you know, inside, but it's soft. It's not rough, it's not rubber, so it's okay. You know, I can open up to anyone, and you can bring, if you're going to a place that does not have drinking water fountain yet, yes, it's okay, because we don't want people to, you know, to be dehydrated. It's very important for these 2 years, so you can bring water. But when you enter a building, you know, or the beach or whichever, the bottle needs to be empty, transparent, always transparent, like this one, right? One per family, and you won't touch, right? Because you cannot bring 12 bottles. You're not doing that. It's one per family, and then you go fill it up, right? Because some parks are long. We want people to walk. We want people to go to places. We want people to go to the beach. And people drink water all the time. They cannot go all the way to the bathroom. Some beaches are far away from the bathroom, right? So they carry one. I think we're going to authorize up to 2, but when you enter, they need to be empty without the cap for us to make sure you don't have any gas in there, okay? So this is very important. Empty when you enter libraries, auditoriums. You cannot bring water because they have water fountain, sorry. So it's an improvement here. But when you go to beaches, state park, national parks, if they're gonna close or if you're gonna work, that's okay. You can bring 2, yes, 2 per family, because we need people working. And the bathrooms where usually the water fountain is really far away, unless they are authorized to have big containers for everyone. So they're gonna put in a very high stool, and people just get with their hand, right? And then they wash their hands with sanitizer, make breaks every 2 hours, right? So everyone rub that hand sanitizer, rinse a little bit to take the chemical out, and drink water. But if this is the most sustainable, that will be people enter with them empty and with the cap open. Soon after, that will be fine, okay? All right, they can fill up during the day and for work or for fun on Sundays. Okay, so a bag like this is authorized. You just, as I did here, you just, if you have any sign or logo, it's okay. Don't even have to paint, because if you're gonna use marker here, gonna damage that. So instead of doing that, they're gonna show you how to do, you know, because I use inside out for more than a year now, you see. So what you do here, you just flip them over, you know, and make a proper sewing, take out anything you needed, and use bags like that. But they're soft, they're washable, perfect. Okay, this, it's authorized, but need to be remodeled because of this Velcro I show you. Everything else is fine, you know. For the holder, it is soft, even that inside is plastic, you know. The holder is not too long, can also be used for conference. That's another subject, sorry. Okay, let's focus on this subject now. That is fine. As soon as you fix this, you know, that's fine. You can use it for your work. So now I'm going to show you a bag that's authorized for 2 years. You can use, you don't lose points if you do like I'm going to say now. All right, so you have to use markers here. You see, it's kind of soft, that's okay. You need to wash, right? Every bag needs to wash weekly. If you're using them, they have to be washed weekly. These you cannot put on a washers. That's the hard part. These you can wash on a machine. These you can wash on a machine, okay? But that's fine. But you have to wash. When you get the information on your cell phone, you know, with the Peace app, you're gonna check. Yes, wash it. Every month by the 2nd, because, you know, every month by the 2nd you have to wash your bag. So if the weekend is the 30th, 31st, it's okay. No, let's do the 5th. Let's do the 5th like everything else, okay? Because then you get that day and you do everything. All right, so this has a little, it's not really a mesh, it's a funny fabric, you see? But it's soft, it's soft. Anyone, those, the security guards have to check it, you know? So you're gonna handle the bag, they're gonna grab, make sure there's no metals in here, nothing hard, okay? But you won't lose points. Why? Because it's even good for us to have something different for some people, that's fine, such as this is not really a logo, that's fine. You just have to take any words out one way or another, right, with markers. On this case, because it's plastic, you cannot do anything else, okay? All right, really great. Okay, so now I'm going to show you 2 different safety glasses. We need safety glasses for anything that might be dangerous. And for anyone that will be doing the shredding machines to turn trees or bushes into mulch, it is very important. So what you're gonna do, here are 2 examples. You see this is thinner, you know, and this is much larger, you see there, much larger and thicker as well, you know, thicker. So People's safety, this is safety, it's not security, this is a safety team gonna come with the exact right one for everything we will do. Okay, this is very important because we don't want to have people in danger of any type, right? The eye is something that we really have to be careful. The eye is for our lives, right? With a little tiny piece of mold or anything, no, we are protected. It's here. Okay, also for the sides, how much is really needed so they won't be falling. Why is that? Because those people, you know, like I work in a construction, I know you bend, you know, the glass is a little loose. You bend, the glass is a little loose. So you keep pushing the glasses inside all the time. That's not good. That's the safety team needs to come up with everything. The belts that we need to go on trees, right? We need some trees, we have to go on them to cut them, right? How you gonna through the rope, right? With a little rock on the top to get that branch and then hold that branch to the direction you want to trim the tree. And for every detail like that, the safety team needs to get all the details for everything. For electricity, for plumbing, for mulching, as I just said, that's a big concern. For people working dynamites, how far they have to be, and more, much more extra after that to make sure everything we will do is really secure. Take a few more minutes. Okay, the people go run and get even longer, 200 meters more, 1 kilometer more, whichever it is, put them in a bus, bring them far away, come back afterwards, right? And how this dynamite gonna be without any chances that when tractor is gonna be taking out the demolition, right, that no piece is gonna be still not used. So we need to use the best. Might take longer, it's okay, but we have to do things with proper security. We don't want any bomb, you know, that was not used and then explode, right, when the tractors are there. All right, so let's talk about gloves. This is the best gloves I found for cleanup of constructions, for garden work, only when it's really needed, right? They are soft, you see, so we are sure that nothing bad is there. Look, they're really soft. So, and some rough ones we need, you know, those for cactus in deserts, like those made of fake leather, real leather. Let's use the ones we have. We're not throwing anything away. Let's use them, right? Okay, so this is very important. And here, tight, because then the person don't have to keep sliding. The only exceptions for the plastic ones, the rubber one, those yellow ones, that's different. They're open here, okay? They're safe for cooking, right? Because we need that gloves, the yellow gloves, now for cooking for those 2 years for sure. Instead of checking everyone wash their hands, their nails, and one side, the other side, and the toe, and the other side, and the other hand, right? So we are going to use, and they quickly dip, you know, they're at the end of every 2 hours, I don't know, or every end of the period, they dip because they're long here, right? So they dip and they hang them inside a place with bleach and just leave the very top, you know, without bleach, so up to here, okay? So that will be fine. And the top, you know, they just slide a little fabric there to take any dust with a drop of soap. But the main thing, it's all covered in bleach, you know, such as 20 centimeters would be up to here. So we're sure, you know, that all the hotels, restaurant, people cooking, they are safe with their own gloves. Everybody gonna use their own gloves all the time. Take them out, you know, to evaporate. And then when they hang, they have to hang them open like that, you know. So they're gonna put a little something right here in the middle. You know, usually I put it's a clothespin, you know, so they are open, but we're gonna have something else like a round. Okay, and put, you know, around the another bucket, all around the bucket. So it's a clothespin hung, and these things to keep them open, and the fan on the ceiling. They're all going to be dry, and once a month you wash inside as well. Done. Or once a week, whichever the the safety team will say, because we don't want anybody with fungus. So people are gonna get markers. Everyone have their own gloves, right? Okay. And teams that change. Teams that change. Yeah, it's okay. We can use the same gloves with other people, right? They finish using their gloves. What they do? They wash their hands, because if people are really healthy, even that the previous person had a little fungus or something, nothing gonna happen to them. And on those cases, for shared gloves, once a week we put bleach inside as well. All right, on those yellow gloves, really bright. The same as for boots, the white rubber boots. The same way, if they're shared, nobody gonna get sick. You know, wash well the socks, put inside bleach or put inside the dryers. After drying for 30 minutes, no fungus gonna get to anybody because person is healthy. Okay, so please, safety team, check all these details for everything. The bee equipment, because some bees are African, they are not European bees. We need clothing for everyone that's gonna be dealing with African bees. But how that gonna be? Each county gonna have a few sets. That's it, you know. And then they share because some days they're gonna get new bees. Okay, be safe. They have the whole thing covering their head, right? They have everything, their overalls, right? The same as people cleaning places like swamps that are shallow. They need the complete rubber overall. So for every detail like that, and coming back to the bees, if the people already know the bees, then it's different. They have it for a few years, they never use, then it's different. But it's forbidden to show courage and do things that are not really safe. Oh, this is my bees. I have for 4 years, I have for 10 years. Then it's okay. I never use overalls, fine. But if it is a new bee, you're gonna capture a new bee, complete clothing, it's mandatory. All right? Okay, very good, my friend. So let me see here. Let's say a few words about masks. Okay, so this, they say here, you see here, it's this is the N95 fake mask, because it doesn't work, because I use that in construction. You know what happened? Your nose gets stuck because so much construction dust of cement gets in it. So this is not good, and this is not good either. We need something that is really, really good. Or you cover the person. They're not going to bring home. They're going to arrive, you see their face. They don't have hats or caps or anything, right? But inside construction sites for demolition or for new sites, we need to be 100% safe. So please make a better mask, that is comfortable. This hurts a lot with time because it's not comfortable. Or we get a whole fabric and cover the whole face, and have something like that, just for the nose area. Just get a complete fabric and cover the neck, because people need to breathe. And people need to be careful with old cement from demolition or from new cement. All the time I work in construction, my nose really hurt and I was not well, because, I felt the difference, that, my nose gets stuck. So this is really important. We need to have everyone working safety, really safety. Okay, so every demolition needs to be now. For mountains that have natural items, then it's different. We can continue doing for 2 more years if really needed. But demolition is gonna be 2 years and no more, because we don't want to deal with these things anymore. Demolish everything, and done, okay? for buildings, right? It's gonna cause dust. The other thing you have to see how long gonna take, what type of materials, because they're very different. You know, some gonna demolish like walls that from bricks, like you know many countries are like that, and some it's drywall. So they're very different one country to another. So how far they have to go and don't come back on that day, right? So how you gonna do? Or if you're gonna water them, what you're gonna do? So this is really, really important. We need safety for all the reasons. All the reasons. We really need safety. Okay? All right. And when people, so they set up the demolition during the day, set up, do what else they can. Okay, at the end of the day, 5 o'clock or so, whichever it is, right? Okay, they're ready to go home. You know, they already changed their clothes or something. Okay, and then they explode 5 o'clock or so, because they have to see that work, right? They're not doing 6 o'clock, right? They have to do about 5, and from far away with binoculars or something, see that really work. Okay, and then how many days would take for them to be back to that area? And call the wind, do prayers for the wind to clean that. Which way you're gonna send that wind with dust? You know, to count that. So the best would be the water. How the water gonna be sent? By airplane or by fire trucks. So we need all details for everything. It's really important. All details for everything. Okay? All right? All right. So in a few words, basically is that. So we have to do all the details in you know, because maybe an airplane just pass in that area and water, pass again and water, pass maybe 2, 4 times, 8 times, whichever it is, to put that water down until we can get what? We can get maybe fire trucks, right, to put more water down, and then you are sure that all the dynamite was really, you know, inactivated, right? Okay, so details like this is really important. And for everything else, for making the streets, making the ponds, fishing ponds, or just irrigation ponds, right? But we're going to be fishing ponds, right? We are going to have really concrete on the bottom, because to avoid the water, and a little bit on the sides, you know, but that's another subject. Let me finish about these 2 years cleanup and then talk to you soon. Have a great day. I really appreciate volunteers. Thank you. So let me tell you a few words about other details. So something like that, you just use markers, right? And here's a sweater, so that's fine. Just take the label out, no logos, even that is a little funny color, but that's okay, you can use that. If you have something like that inside, so it's okay, it's all right for these 2 years. The right would be to take it out. So if you want to use after 2 years, you're gonna take it out, okay, entirely this part here. But nobody's seen, so soon as nobody's seen, it's fine. You're just gonna wash, you know, when you use, right? It's not the outside, it's the inside part, so that's fine, okay? Just take the labels out, and that's fine. So if you have a huge pocket like this, you know, the same way, just take out really carefully, and then you don't have pockets anymore. And for back pockets, you know, you just, as everyone else, or different belts, things like that, all right? Just take them out. Okay, so here's also for the safety department for all educational sites and all residential sites and all work sites and all commercial sites. You need 2 of those. What are those? Very simple, they're synthetic, easy to wash, you know. In the morning they're dry. If anybody get a little cut or a little, even not even a cut that I want to talk about. It's about have an allergy on one area or from a bite. You might wrap it up, put a real cotton first, and then that is just to hold the cotton. 2. Every side will have 2. The person used for that 1 or 2 days, or even for that hours, wash and return, okay? And the person in charge will needs to, no, we have to trust people that they wash with soap and water. If the person that's in charge have any doubt, it's a new family, they're not 100% safe, very easy, they wash again, it's not needed to boil because that's not going to the real cut. Everyone needs to have their own 10 by 10 own cotton fabric, but you can have a few extra ones for those sides, in case you're in a work area, people are not going to get home, right? Just to cool down. But then on that case, it needs to be bigger, such as 20, have some towels 20 by 20, properly sewn, and when they return, you're gonna ask the person, did you boil? That ones need to boil, the cotton ones, and put in a transparent bag. If you know the family for at least 6 months, then it's okay. You can trust what the person is saying. If you don't know the person for at least 6 months, or if the person is really, you have any doubt, boil again. You're in charge, boil again. So every side gonna have maybe 20, 10 or 20, because any bite, and that got an allergy. Some people, even from wheat, they take sun and their skin start to be become a rash, not because they got a bite or not because an allergy. It's because the wheat that's inside their body, okay? So everyone gonna have those, some plastic bags and a little shoe box, right? In a locked cabinet, always in a locked cabinet, okay? All right, so we're not getting Band-Aids. That's reusable, washable, okay? If it was a real bad cut, that's not going to happen for sure, okay? Because everyone gonna have their proper training before they go, be safe, and they always gonna be with their partner. So one gonna watch the other. Oh, look this, look a truck. All the tractors and trucks going back, right, rewinding, going back, they're gonna have that alarm, beep, 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 like we have, most of them, okay. All right, the other thing, for the 2 years and forever, we are going to refill all these glue things, everything that's possible, the things for spray, the things for vinegar, okay. All right, so let me show you here now the sweater, okay. So this sweater was too tight here for my head. So I just made a little cut. That's authorized. It's authorized. A little cut, a big cleavage would be all the way here. So that's fine. You just have to make proper stitches, like those that are done in kindergarten, right? I don't know the name. So, or on a machine, make stitches so the fabric won't get out. This fabric is good. I have it for a long time, more than a year now. But you cannot have like that without sewing. The proper way is to sew. Send your children, your teen, they can do it, or you can do yourself, right? If anything of that happens. Okay? So for this, I don't have any other comment to say. So let me say a few words about, talk about blankets, right, and towels. They need to be plain and solid, okay. So the synthetic ones, all are the best, right, cotton or synthetic. The synthetic is even better for now, and keep the cotton for afterwards. We're gonna keep in storage in proper plastic, dry them really well, wash, dry, so we are sure we have for the first few years, right? Okay, after these 2 years, we have for all the families, because we cannot use patterns from Disney, these big words, or printed, some of them are printed, many different things. Okay, so what you're gonna do? You can have them, they're all sewn, right? That is really important, all of them are sewn. So you can keep the measurement, not the whole information, country and all this you don't need. So you would take, instead of keeping something old like that, the main thing is what? 100% polyester and the measurement. You can get a marker and write right here, or a blue pen and mark right here, just for you to know that's a kid's blanket for the winter, or it's an adult, queen size, right? So just for you to put, so you're gonna put single, so it's a single. and you're gonna put queen size, okay? But the only difference that some teens or adults, they're really taller, right? So we're gonna give adjustments for that afterwards. For now, we're gonna use what we have, okay? You get more points if it's solid colors like that, and you get, if it's big marks, you cannot have it, okay? So you have to figure out, go to thrift stores and find out yourself, okay? But if it's something small, a little logo, you know, something, right, not in a whole thing, then it's okay. You just covered up with a marker. Okay, so here we can use small blankets for children, because there's a very big difference, right? Some are 2 meters tall and some are just more than a meter, right? Some children, okay? So you can use whichever you have, you use them now. Okay, we're gonna give details. Do not throw away any of this, because this can last for decades. We wash and dry. Easy to wash, easy to dry, easy on the machine. So let's do synthetic. And they're fluffy, they're comfortable, right? Some to put under, right, for us to sleep, and also to cover during winter time, okay? So keep them all, those that are thicker like that, and also those that are more thin and flat like this. You know, they're not so fluffy, you see? This is really fluffy and soft, you see? And this is more rough, you see? They're more rough. But it's okay, you keep them all because they're easy to dry on dryers, they're easy to dry on the weather. Okay, so even those that are not exactly square or they're not exactly rectangles, they are called couch blankets. If they are solid colors, keep them all because we're really gonna use them, okay? And share with people that don't have. So children blankets, you know, and babies can use blankets like that, the small couch ones, okay? All right, even 2 years old, they go to their bed, right? No, I think 2, 3, they stay on their crib, okay? But on winter time, we need blankets, right? Okay, so here we are. The other thing is that for if it's a flat pattern, keep it. If it's not like Disney pattern or, you know, those games and leagues, then it's okay. If it's just a stripe, it's okay for school, you know, striped shirt, stripe, you know, those that are already printed, you know, like 2 different colors, you know, that's okay. You can use for these 2 years, that's fine, you know, even for sheets, for social shirts, for work shirts, you can use if it's striped. I don't have any example to show you right here, okay? All right, so if you have a shirt like that, you know, that got a little stain, so let me show you here. You know, a little stain from sweat or whichever happened. This one, I think we got damaged at the laundry. Maybe someone before us used the bleach, maybe, because look, it makes no sense. If you have anything that, it's fine. You don't lose any points because look, it's a solid color, you know, it is fine, nothing extra, nothing even to check. You know, this they can check anytime. These security guards can check anytime, you know, they can do that. As soon as you bring away from your body, even the bottom here, they can ask randomly, they can ask, oh, can I touch, can I check, that's the word. Can I check your shirt? Where, sir? Or where, madam? Right? And then I'm going to show the bottom of the shirt. So you bring away from the body and they do that. Okay? All right? So basically is that. All right, my friends. So try to have for the girls, right? Because they have breasts, the teen girls and older children even, and wives, right? And for the elders as well, try to have the proper dress code for them. And anything like that, instead of giving, not this case, but for the ones that, the additions that they have to touch is mandatory for them to check, you know, give to the males because they don't have breasts. So the person that checking them, are not going to be too close to them, okay? All right, so always give any problem shirts that need to be touched. It's not this case, as I said, I don't have here, to the boys and to the males, okay? Because this situation I told you, so the male, female, we don't want to do males checking males, females checking females, because we don't want to go to where we went before. So it's randomly, right? They're gonna be respectful. The cameras are checking how they're doing. They cannot laugh at this time. They can smile to everyone, good morning, right? This they can do. But this time they cannot smile, they cannot laugh. They just gonna check, really check. Done, okay? All right, so females cannot use any shirts with different patterns as I showed that need to be checked. But they can also be checked. Here, at the leaves, back, but that's randomly. Okay, very good. All right, so I have two sweaters here to tell you a few words about them, because we're not using anything thicker than that after 2 years. So the ones that are thicker now, because it's winter time, right, such as the whole Europe and north of United States is cold and even snowy, right, and Canada and so on. So they can use what they already have, right, that's okay, all right. And we're gonna give details on that afterwards because they're working in snow, okay? But for people that gonna be working, if it's not too cold, they can already have something like that. It's synthetic and soft, because it's forbidden to work with very stiff clothes unless they already have their own city, cleaning up their city, and after being approved. So please, the safety team, that's part of the security team, the security department, sorry. Gonna check all these details. So what you have to do, if the person already wears that, you're gonna touch and check. They cannot have thick parts or stiff parts, right? The same way I'm doing here to authorize them to have the clothes they have. They're gonna wear the boots they have, right? The boots they have. Okay, so what happens is, this is much softer, you see, much softer here, and this is more rough, but it can be used also for winter for these 2 years, because we don't want to hurt anyone, right? When winters come, some places get cold, really cold, at the deserts, right, at night. So this is easy, they're clean, they have one to sleep every day, they have one to work, they have their fans on, right, in verandas, for example. With the fan on, for sure everything gonna dry, right? Okay, with the fans on, everyone need those, by the laundry room, those fans on. Okay, all right, and we are going to make for summer cotton shirts, because they will have the protect against the sun, right? So even that's burning hot, they need 100% cotton. Otherwise, it will be too hard for them to work, right? And many people are not used to sweat on synthetic, right? Because that's not good. Okay, all right, so let's make the synthetic for people that need, let's make the cotton for people that need, and let's get ready for these 2 years. So we need all these clothes ready for work and adjustment time by the end of January, ready to give to them, because February they're really gonna start working. January they're gonna start working a little bit close by, right, to show their work and go to interviews and things like that. But February they already passed the interviews, check, passed the tests and everything. Okay, all right, thank you. Say a few words about this sweater here. So this sweater has a V. That's how the knee one's gonna be. So the ones, the adjustment ones I showed, that's fine. They can be round, they can have a little cut, whichever it's needed for these 2 years. And exceptions for 2 more years, because after that we're really gonna have everything we need, okay? All right, so this will be the pattern for the future sweaters. No zippers forbidden anyways, right? Because we don't need. But for these 2 years, If it's in a sweater, you have to take the zippers out, you know, completely sew and leave 2 points, two buttons here, okay? You need to take and fix them, take the zippers out. All right, this is good because keep the clothes tight where you want. If you want to put it up a little bit, right, it's too hot or, you know, okay, you can use that. For the bottom, we're not using this. This is forbidden, okay? Because it's really not needed, okay, for any age, all right? So we're gonna have straight regular sweaters with the regular sewn at the end, all right? Okay, very good. One more update for our 2 years checkup. Right, let's say a few words about socks. Socks can have a little logo, as soon as they're white, can have a little mark, a little word, right? Because nobody's gonna see, right? That's okay. Get the marker and paint it out, that's fine, okay? Everyone, the whole planet, need 2 or 4 socks to start with, because some people have 20, right? So we have to share. You know, 4 socks. They come home, they wash, the parents wash, put some hot water, you know, for those first days, and wash and dry. And then how they're gonna do it? So they open the socks like that, right? If they don't have enough, they open the socks like that, wash, right? And put one beside the other in a towel, okay? So let's pretend it's like this. You know, pretend this is a towel, okay? So that's how they're gonna do. So they're gonna roll, 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 roll. I'm doing just with one hand, but for you to have an idea. They roll. And then what they do, they squeeze, right, really well, okay? So they're gonna squeeze this way, right? Here, this way. Okay, they hang on a place that has fan done. You know how they're gonna hang? They hang open like this. They're gonna hang open, right? So the fabric gonna have air in the middle and not be stuck like this. You know, they're gonna be more open. So just shake them, next day is dry. For sure until the other day. So everyone on the whole planet needs 2 socks, from babies to elders, okay? All right, very good. Let's say a few words about cashmere and suede and everything made with animals. So if it's plain like that and if it's not stitches, that's fine. Because the problem with stitches that they can get ripped apart very easily, right? And we don't want to have chances of anyone to having their clothes ripped, all right? Or to do anything else. So that is fine. They can use, you know, all these items made, clothes made, or shoes made with leather. We already have them. You know, they already use chemicals. They already did what they did, you know. So you can use it for these 2 years, and everything after that, we're going to tell what you can still keep for 2 more years or not. All right. Thank you so much. See you soon. Okay, so let's say a few words about sewing kits. Okay, so everything will be used, you know, even the black, send them, because they're gonna see what they need. So every residential community, they're gonna put in transparent bags. So if you have any kit like that, right, put in transparent bag and give to the proper location. Might be a very huge old trash bag, right, written, you know, sewing kit, whichever it is. So put in a transparent bag. When the trucks come, you're going to send them. They are going to deliver to the schools. The school's going to sort out what they need. They're going to have their own videos, you know, but they're going to use every tiny thing. If it's not old and breaking apart, of course, right, if they are strong, they're going to check them, right, and use those first, right, for any small sewing. For everything that's large, then they're gonna use the rolls, you know, those big rolls, the machines, very big rolls, like 10 centimeters tall or so. Okay, it is mandatory for the schools, educational sites, right, all the educational sites, to have this locked at all times. Why? Because there are needles, there are strings, they can hurt people, the same as jumping ropes. They can play, yes. Only when it's really safe, yes. They use and put back and lock it. use, put it back, and lock it all the time, okay? So if you have any measuring tape like this one, even that's paper, yes, you can use it, because they all these students, right? Millions, billions of students gonna be fixing their clothes. So on the future, we are not going to make rulers with 30 centimeters like the one I have, right? So we're going to use 20 or 40, right? But for now, anything like that is really useful, even to teach like people that already use them, you know, if they have the centimeters, right? For them to have an idea, because some people never have the metric measurement before. They always learn and they are used to inches. So they can use for a few days. Then we're going to say when you're going to cut right here and take that out. Maybe 6 months or so, right? People already have an idea, done, right? But just for them to have a little idea, or for schools to do some games, right? So bring everything and I'm going to tell them what they can use or not, okay? For them to have an idea. All right, so this, it's forbidden because it's not needed. So we are going to not needed for anything, right? So for costumes, that is just some fabric, we're gonna have little pins, like, you know, like clothes pins. They're gonna grab like this way, you know, small pins, but not like this. This is forbidden, not needed, okay? The diaper is gonna have like Velcro. The reusable, washable diapers gonna have Velcro, okay? All right, so the buttons, they're gonna collect all of them, and then we're gonna see which ones they can use for this. Okay, my friends, so for everything that you have that you're going to fix at the school, the teachers need to do before, during, and after. Everything they fix, you know, even that is just for markers, or if you're gonna sew, very quick, very few seconds, 1 2 seconds, 1 2 seconds, 1 2 seconds, that's it. So you have 6 seconds, do all your updates. You're gonna have 6 seconds for each item, for example. And if it's a real big update, and then you're gonna have 8 seconds, for example. And one before, one after, right? 1 second before, 1 second after. Make sure you don't lose the words. You have to speak properly, right? And always have, every student gonna have a name of their, get new flashcards, cut small, such as this one is about 4 centimeters by 2, with each family's name, first and last name, you know, so each student, they're gonna be fixing that along, what, 2 months maybe, you know, just cut, write in bold, sorry, and put always before like this, you know, that's what you're gonna fix, put beside, right there, okay? Because that's the only way we're gonna be really safe. And the student need to forward that link for the parents to add to their own family improvement, okay? And the teacher's gonna have also their channel, because this is an important channel, right? For anything in the future that happens, we can check it up. Oh, are you this person? Yes. Not for stealing, but for who? Who was that person? Okay, because we're not going to have hats or caps for 2 years for sure. For afterwards, we're gonna let you know, probably never, you know, but we're gonna let you know because some places are burning hot, right? And people need to work for 5 whole hours, you know, but, you know. So just write the family name, you know, and the student that is making, gonna write their name here. So sewing, sewing teen. For example, excuse me, sewing teen or sewing child. If it's a middle school, they can do it. That's fine. So that's the name on this side, but on this side, and then put a line. So for example, here, right? So here you're gonna write sewing, oh, sorry, sewing child, you know, if they're not teen yet, or you write sewing teen. Okay, so you're gonna cut the card right here, and here gonna be the family name, first and last name, right? Really in bold, you know, so really 1 centimeter, really big, you know. So for example, Salome, you know, like that. So this, the long letters, uppercase and long letters, gonna be 1 centimeter. The other ones can be a half. And then I'm just using one hand, but you can do really bold like this, okay? All right? Okay, so that's, and then you're gonna write the last name, you know, of the child, how it's gonna be, you know, um, as gonna be, you know, the new name, okay? Because you already know, but people are gonna be doing paperwork for 1, 2, 4 months, right? We have too many people. Hopefully in 2 months, everyone need to complete their whole proper names, have proper birth certificates. So let's say up to the end of March, everyone need their proper name, certificates. And here you already can put their real name, how it will be, you know, even that you don't have the proper documentation yet. Okay, so you get this little piece of paper, you're gonna cut here. So 1 flashcard is good for 2 flashcards for the whole family. You're gonna put beside there, you know, 1, 2 seconds, done, turn off. And then you already are covering. Someone gonna show you your face with the pen on your hand. 1, 2, done. You know, 1 and 1,000. Sorry, here's improvement. 2 seconds is 1 and 1,000. 2 and 1,000, right? That's how it's a complete second. So we're gonna do this way. Someone filming you and you are doing that, okay? And even the cards for the first day, you're gonna be doing the cards with another teacher, for example. They're gonna show you, all right, and then you get that link and you're gonna have at the teacher's class, they're gonna keep that for all these 10 years, need to be in high resolution. You cannot put it low resolution just to download faster, okay? All right, so you get that part done, right? Okay, then when it finish all cover, you're gonna show again, needs to be always, all these movies need to be close to the window so you have a lot of light. If needed, turn on the light. If it's a cloudy day, you know, turn on the light and do it properly, okay? All right, doing really great. You know those, I said before we are going to have a little harder than that, a little plastic to put documents. We don't need that because no one gonna have paper documents, right? We are always going to already have our badges. People that already have their badges, they're gonna keep using their badges, such as teachers for school gonna stay on the same location, right? Everyone gonna keep using their badges for the whole 6 months. With time, we're gonna do the new badges. Probably we're gonna do the new badges only after. We're gonna see what is the best because we need the badges. All right, this is our Peace Point bank cards. So we might use the same exact card instead of having 2 new ones because nobody can go anywhere without it. So there's no way to lose. Gonna lose many points, maybe 1,000, 2,000 points if they lose it. They have to be safe because we don't, why some people never lose them, right? We're gonna be organized. Every house gonna have, they get inside the house, you know, there's a place for shoes by the sink there, you know, this little, the shelf that I said we're going to put our mugs to drink water or plastic cups. Okay, so right there, this shelf gonna be a container. Everyone come from school, it's right there, it's a pot. It's a pot, a hard pot. You know, maybe a little porcelain, maybe made out of clay, right? It's a little pot, maybe about 5 centimeters tall or so. In the morning, everyone get their badges and put them on because they cannot go anywhere without their badges. They go to work, they go to school, they need the badges on. How is someone gonna forget? It can't forget. It's really firm. The hook that's gonna stay on a shirt is really strong, really grab. So the most sustainable for the future, the security and the safety team gonna tell us, more security team gonna tell us, but we on the future gonna have only one. You see, we are going to use those for the name, you know, gonna be a little higher. The covering gonna be enough hard plastic, a little harder than that, for them to be protected. Nobody gonna put them in a sand. They never gonna have sand inside. The paint It's really strong, like the Florida driver license. Very simple. So the number, you're going to combine both things. Remember I told you we're going to combine things. So you're going to get the card that you have combined with this, going to be 1, in bold. A few things, maybe the number, maybe something else going to be in bold. All right, so here it is. The plastic going to be stiff and strong, but not hard. You see, it's bendable. Look, it's bendable. This is the best. It does not crack. It does, it's flexible, so you're going to slide your country ID there. Going to be fine. I just made this one for my garden days. But you see, I took out my work badge because I didn't have 2 on that day. All right, my friends, so here's how our hook gonna be. Close by, very strong for any age. And people gonna use all the time. So here's another improvement, because I said, to take out for PE or for work in a garden. That's fine, everyone can use it. For children in preschools up to we said 6 years old, right? Everyone gonna have their anklets, so that is fine. The children up to kindergarten can take them out when they go outside, because they're small, right? Their body is small and this badge is big, okay? But we're not making small badges. They need a proper picture, okay? So when they are inside, they use it all the time for the parents to see, make sure it's that the child, they have names at their desks, all the grades, everyone gonna sit exactly on the same place. They have only 1 week of adjustment. People that don't see so well can sit on the front. That's fine, because we're avoiding glasses. If their problem is not major, no glasses, because everyone's gonna be bad each day, taking sun, eating healthy, okay? All right, only those with severe eye problems, they can take longer for adjustments, as 2 whole years, for example. And we're gonna let you know more afterwards. Okay, so in a few words, that it is, my friends. And I forgot to tell you here about the signature. So people are gonna sign their names right there, okay? And here, once we have this technology, let's use it. We have another, it's like a ship. This is a ship. It's the same picture, but it's a ship for some type of machines to scan it. We have the technology. Look, on the other side, in the same way, you see? In the same way, it has this. This is a type of ship. I don't know if that's the fiber optic one or if those scanning machines, when they scan for the police, I have no idea. But look, they have this, that, they have this, they have many things. They have watermark for the state. We're going to have exactly the same. Exactly the same. Not exactly like this, but we are going to have these different items included at our country IDs. Okay, very good. So let's do this, the form frames for our cards, not only L. So some might be L and some might be all around. So they will be really different. Each continent is one, each country is one, and matching colors. So it can have 2 colors, such as bottom and top is one, and then when it's an L, it's another country. The same red can be used for different countries. So L like this, red by itself. Red all around, it's something else, right? Or only red on the top, red on the bottom. That's another country. So we can have different things like that, because people are going to scan their cards, they're going to do paperwork. So they're already going to be easily compare. Oh, yeah, that's true, I think that's simple things for simple people to see. Because when we really need, that's what we're going to do, right? But for simple people, like the teachers, the managers of commercial sites, right? Team leaders, people like that, right? The department directors, they're going to see that their whole team have their proper badges with these colors. They're bright around, because this only gonna be used by security guards, right? Or scanning machines, when you put under, you know, the scanning machines on buses, and everything gonna be one card for everything. Everyone gonna have, but this little living room sink, done. They lock their doors, not supposed to be, you know. If wants to be more secure, parents can keep, you know, they get home, all right, they bring all the badges inside their bedroom, lock the door. The bedroom's mandatory, and all the documents, you know, in a file documents, you know, everyone gonna have these file documents attached inside. So let me show you a few words about that as well. Okay, the other thing, we're not going to have any metal file cabinets, as I said before, because that's not safe. It's not safe. I'm gonna already explain why, because some people might not know. You know, all these things, these frames that make the drawers to slide, you know, they are not good, because people can hide things, right, or drugs or anything. We don't want any of that to happen now. You know, for these 2 years, for sure, it's forbidden to have drawers. We're gonna have shelves. Okay, so under the living room small sink at the beach, and for now, whichever they have, right? Because the kitchen, everyone can get, we're gonna have many cameras, living room, kitchen. Okay, all right, gonna be this, you know, a shelf, not cabinet anymore, okay? And they're gonna put everything in a box. How big the box gonna be with all their documents? So about maybe 5 centimeters tall, you know, and in a print size paper, so they can keep their binders. And it's mandatory, they're gonna put something in, take something out. They cannot do it right there at the kitchen or at the living room sink. Where they have to do it, they have to bring to their table, because it's mandatory. Everyone gonna have a small table. They're gonna eat at the restaurant, but everyone's mandatory. They're gonna have a small table like this. You know, doesn't stain. I have this for a long time, for a few years, many years actually. You know, it does not stain if you put a cup there, you know. It's a type of a varnish, or whichever it is, or treatment that they did, is very good. And I never felt allergies or anything. It's a good material. And if you can wash, get drops of soap, wash, so that is very good. We're gonna have, everyone gonna have, okay? Because I think that's more sustainable than have Formica. But maybe Formica, you know, no, Formica counters, right, for people to study. I think everyone deserves a proper table, you know, a picnic table, right? So they don't need to move chairs around. They sit, they're right there. All right, so the box gonna be a regular box. Everyone gonna have their folders, right? Maybe 4 folders with all the documents of everyone of the entire family, including the elders, right? So everything right there, only these 4 folders, right? And 2 with originals, and always a copy as well, okay, in everywhere. All right, and then it's mandatory, that's for the team with updates. So they get the box from under the sink, whichever it is, right, that's authorized for them to have while they're living on that location for these 2 years, right? Okay, they go there, they have to bring the box to the table, the living room table, and take something out, put something in, done. Because everyone can already be registered. It's important for people to have their proper documentations, a copy of it. Everyone's mandatory, they need to have a copy. Okay, so we're gonna print everything. What we're gonna print? So I'm gonna already let you know, because all these videos is adjustments for 2 years, right? So we're gonna print their first test for school, to have an idea how much people know, you know, on computers, in writing. Everyone at this first 2 weeks, they're gonna do the testing, how much they already know previously, up to 2 weeks. People that we already attend in January, hopefully everyone in all continents, right? They will already do tests on the first days. do quicker the ones that are already ahead, such as the ones that do know how to use computers, so we don't need to do in paper, is to know how much they know about subjects, right? In math, in science, in everything, okay? So we have a record on how much they know about each subject. For those that are not good in computers, they're gonna do in writing, because some countries don't have computer for kids and some type of schools, so it's okay doing writing. For those that does not know how to read or write, do asking questions, according to their age, how much they pass on this, the teacher will have the test in front of them and gonna ask the kids first in informal way, and then if they need any extra, always separated, right, from kids to kids, so they don't learn right there. We want to know how much information they already have, just to have an idea. We're not going to details, but to have an idea what that means. In math is the timetables, basic, and some fractions, some things according to age group, a little bit, just a little bit, okay? Geometry, right? Okay, that's the very basic of the basic, okay? And the other, it's the very basic for geography, right? So some social studies, no history, because none of that is needed. We're just going to ask what's really needed, okay? All right, and if they know how to read and write, and they're gonna have an essay, right? So we know how much they're good. This is mandatory, so they keep a copy and a copy at the school. Done. Very basic for everyone, first grade and up. And for preschool, gonna have simple questions, okay? All right, my friends, we're done. Okay, let's get organized and let's get ready. All right, so here we are going to do 80 centimeters long waist. Why is that? Because this is a small child, okay? That's Salo's clothes, all right. But if we go put Griffin's clothes, doesn't fit, because even that we fold, they cannot fold too many times because it doesn't work. So 80 is good and gonna fit like that, but when we really gonna build, gonna be better. But I'm just telling you the area that you need. Might be on a floor, because we're not going to have furniture. Might be on the floor. We don't have spiders, we don't have bugs, we don't have snakes, we don't have anything. We don't have frogs. We are on the second floor or above. You just need an area to put. What you're gonna do? Put on straight on the floor or in a towel, right under, or even a pillowcase, okay? Because once a week you have to take everything out, clean, put them back. Okay, that's very simple. So you just fold them like this without the box, right? Okay, take the box out, so you get your towel that's underneath, for example, if it's on the floor, right? Okay, so you just fold them in, clean the area, and put them back, right? Okay, now here's an improvement. We are going to use an open box. We're gonna tell you after size for children and size for teens and adults. Okay, why? Because we get really organized and neat, because they're small items, okay? Because nobody gonna, in the future, nobody gonna have long socks like this one. We're gonna have the regular one with about 5 or 10 centimeters long, right? Because we don't want no show as well. We're not needed. Not for these 2 years, right? Okay. All right, because they get neat, organized. We are not going to have things like that. We're gonna make proper boxes. For now, just get a shoe box that you already have, okay, one per person, because you can organize them neatly, those 2 items. And for females, also can put their brassieres there, right? Okay, so basically is that what you need. For adults, of course, they're gonna hang more clothes, so they're more neat. Every day you hang your shirt a day before, right? Put in a hanger or in a chair. What you still have, wherever you have, for them to straight up, so they're not looking so wrinkled when they go to school. All right, so these are the updates, and we are going to have boxes for us, okay? And here it is. Let's get ready. So every money that you have in paper or in coin, you're gonna bring to your bank, and you're gonna have how much you have, because everything gonna zero down. Yes, but how much you have, because some people work hard for their money, and then you're just gonna prove if it was an honest money or not. Some people have millions, right? Millions, billions, right? So is that money honest or not? And they have to use it during these 2 years for the housing or vacation, as I said. Or they can also give to others that, deserve vacation. That's fine too, okay? All right? That's fine. They can give to others in the same community or in another country, another continent. That's fine. So it's forbidden for people to have too many things at home like this. It's not needed. Students gonna have their proper pen and pencils at their own schools, educational sites. Okay.